Hey world, what's going on? This is Major TV. Let's talk. I woke up this morning and something just hit me, right? And I was like, why black people, black lives are undervalued? Let's just pause and think about that. Why black people and black lives are undervalued. I thought about so many things. I thought about how it is it is so easy to just list it, right? And I'm quite sure you that's watching can come up with so many things. And it really wasn't too much uh, directed directly at the black community. It was a conversation, right, with myself that I wanted to bring to you all. A lot of this black people know. But I was more concerned about other people taking two steps back. And we know a lot of people just don't care about us. We get that. But that don't mean that we shouldn't speak our mind. And that doesn't mean that we shouldn't express ourselves and our hurt, pain, confusion, and what have you. So when I thought about why black lives are undervalued, I just had to just jot some things down, right? I just had to it was just, to me, it's all a form of therapy, right? Because when they teach you, when you're dealing with psychological issues or hurting home that have been done to you, it's been said that if you don't talk to a professional or you don't talk and let this stuff out to someone, or if you don't confront the actual person that violated you, it lives inside you. It's called eternal oppression, right? I remember reading a book where it was talking about, and I'm not gonna lie, it's so long ago, right? It was a black author dealing with eternal oppression, and I forgot the author name, but it was given a diagnosis of why the black community has so much of social ills and why we hate each other, hate on each other, why we kill each other. And he was giving a theory. He's the one getting theory and the psychological diagnosis, which I believe that is universal in the sense where when a person going through something, especially when somebody violating them, and they haven't confronted that person, took it on that person, or haven't spoken to somebody professionally to help resolve it or get out their system, period, to someone, it eats at them. And the theory that he was talking about is how we tend to, I mean, back in the day, right? How the N word became so popular in the black community. Whenever, back in the day, right? When black people working hard, had to hold their head down, couldn't look a white man in the eye, especially in the South, right? Couldn't really like lash out on their true enemy, people that really was oppressing them. So by them being called all kind of N words and negative derogatory words, what happened? They started telling their kids that, right? They started telling their wife that, you know, and vice versa, the mother with their kids doing the same thing. And in the community, we get into with each other with the N word, this, that, and other. And that's why the big divide with the rap community and all that, and Jay saying that we legitimize N word, putting the A on as opposed to ER, man, how we made it so cool and blah, blah, and the reverse psychology. I get what he's saying, right? But in my honest opinion, did it work? Did it do any good? I don't know. But far as I'm concerned, we still where we at, you know what I'm saying? And we progress only because time has changed. You know, where they had to go into hiding the way how they did things systematically with their racism or what have you. But in their eyes, we still at. And we propagate that word and we go around saying it, and I feel like we're just perpetuating a cycle, along with all of the derogatory words we have for each other, especially black women. So, in saying all that, I woke up feeling like I have to get this off my mental, I have to get it off my mind, because I found myself dealing with self-hate, dealing with saying self-hateful things in my lifetime. Now, I'm good. But back then, I was like everybody else, growing up in impoverished black neighborhoods and really just following the trends of ignorance, of accepting whatever they say we were. So I had put down some thoughts. I wrote something regarding why black lives are undervalued. And I'm going to start by just saying this. We struggled so long to meet the expectations and approval of others. We worked, paid taxes, showed courtesy, gave, loved, paid our bills, went to church, accepted the fact that white people in society doesn't care about black life. However, the progress of this government help in the black community have always been subpar. But when we speak out, up, and take actions, then we're a problem and need to be shut up and be grateful. Whether you're black or whomever, you get tired with all the nonsense and neglect. Black people has been denied so much for so long. Black people has been targeted, abused, and killed for so long. For example, the Black Tulsa incident on May 31st, 1921, along with many other black towns that was terrorized and destroyed due to hate, was not a coincidence. The black lynching back then and now, the targeting of blacks, false arrests and police abuse, redlining and home owning and unfair lending practices, the engineered unemployment in black communities, the lack of promotions of blacks in management and supervisor positions, the lack of a good education and lending assistance were not a coincidence. This has been an extreme detriment to our progress as a black people. Blacks, have, blacks had been quiet for so long, but they are now speaking out in anger and rage, mixed with a lot of hurt and confusion. Why? Because every time we tried to do the right thing, we were knocked down or told you're just not good enough in a subliminal way. Our children seeing this. Again, our children seeing this. Others have seen this, and they're tired of it, and we're tired of it, America. The time is now. Give to black people what they truly deserve. Freedom from oppression, equality, fairness in employment and lending practices, grants and funds to restore the broken black communities and lives. If black people are not treated accordingly, as the brother man Gil Scott Heron prophesied in a powerful poetic rhyme, the revolution will not be televised. Black people in the world know that treatment of us is unfair, unjust, and ungodly. We won't complain or cry anymore, But we will let everyone know that enough is enough. Not in words, but through actions. The time is now, Black America. Time is now. And for white America and the government that ignores the real issues, the blatant systemic racism, the obvious discrimination, we're not taking anymore. I'm speaking for me and people that feel the way I feel and see what I see. And for those who don't feel that way, that's black, that's on you. You do what you want with your life. But I always heard this, right? And I say it too. If you ain't for us, you're against us. I'm not for hurting black people. I'm not for hurting nobody. But I'll be damned let somebody hurt me or continue to hurt me, and I have nothing to say or do about it. Power to people, man. Black love. Subscribe, like, share. This is Major with Major TV. Take care, be best. One.